Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to film a Q&A today. First of all, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who put in some questions. I really appreciate that. The questions are really good as well, so I think we've got some good things to chat about. So, get started. First question I had was, what supplements are you taking? So just your basics really, you know, the test, D-Bowl, Tren.
Basic. You got, your tests, D-ball. It's just basic stuff.
Nah, in all seriousness, I'll probably do like a proper full video on this. Just a quick rundown. So what am I actually taking? So you got your whey protein. I like to take Perform Whey. I'm also taking cream of rice. I use Applied Nutrition. It's good value and I find it really tasty. Also got creatine. Got your EAAs as well. I use Applied Nutrition again, essential amino acids. Also take L-glutamine in my morning shake as well with the EAAs. You know, so before cardio I have EAAs, L-glutamine, and creatine. I put that all in a shake and I have that during my cardio. There's also, I take my pre-workout. So at the moment I'm using Trained by JP, the Do Not Fucking Miss. That stuff's pretty decent. Good stim, good focus. I also sometimes I'll take like a pump product as well. I'm not taking one of them at the moment, but I feel like those non-stim pump pre's can be good. I like to stack them because I just like to get as mad pump as possible.
Your bedtime one?
Yes. I take a Neuromax Support PM. That stuff's really good for end of day, trying to chill out, relax, and helps with better sleep as well. So those are like the main supplements, and then along with all of that I take a range of different like pill supplements. So again, I'll do like a proper video of this, but it's just like a range of things like all of your main vitamins, minerals, zinc, magnesium. I take a glucosamine, chondroitin and MSM mix, which is really good for your joints. I take vitamin D, vitamin C, iron, a fibre support pill, use a natural testosterone booster pill as well. Also take cod liver oil, omega 3, 6 and 9. Basically just a whole lab's worth of supplements. So yeah, it's a lot. I think that really like warrants its own video as well, because I want to actually explain why we take all the different ones as well. Okay, so next question. Best advice to consume your calorie and protein goals. So, one thing I'll start like preface and say is that when you're in the off season and you're like in the depths of off season, you're really trying to push up body weight, it is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to become a chore to eat. You're not going to be hungry when you're eating a lot of your meals at all. You might even get to a point where literally you're never hungry. And eating becomes a chore, and it's something just as hard as when you're in prep. You have to focus and you have to be disciplined and you have to eat it. But a few tips I would say is get up early. So don't skip your breakfast. Make sure you have your breakfast in the morning. You don't want to be, especially, and I've been there in the past as well, where you're in an off season and you're very heavy. I wouldn't eat sometimes until like 10, 11 o'clock. But then you've already lost like 4 hours of eating and digestion there. So definitely start early. First thing in the morning, drink a lot of water. That'll get your metabolism going as well, so that will help you process the food. Another thing is make sure you get your steps in between meals. If you're eating a big meal and then you're just sitting down and not doing anything, it's going to take longer for your body to process. Whereas if you get some steps in, it will help with that digestion, help keep things moving. Some things you can look at as well, if it works with you and your digestion, is using shakes, blending certain foods. That can help get those extra calories in through liquid form, because you're gonna take it in a lot quicker and you'll be able to process it rather than having to sit through and chew. It's that mundane activity, especially when the calories are really high. And protein goals, I mean, to be honest, protein for me is exactly the same pretty much off season and prep. You want to be having a consistent amount of protein based on your muscle tissue. So as you're getting bigger and more muscular, you're going to need more protein.
I found it quite difficult though. When I was like on a strict cut, it meant I had to have like a certain amount of protein with every meal.
Yeah.
When you're on like 1,150 calories a day, but then you've got to get like 95 grams of protein in, it is really hard. Because unless you have like chicken and rice as like every single meal, it's really, really difficult to get your protein in when you're on such a low amount of calories. So shakes massively helps with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of you, everyone who's in the gym scene, bodybuilding, you know, we're using the whey protein shakes. That is such a game changer because you can get such a good amount of protein in just a shake. I mean, really, I don't think it's that difficult to get your protein goals in.
It is if you're already picky like me.
I mean, I think I'm on like 250, something around that.
Are you really?
Yeah,
I didn't realise you were that high.
260.
I thought it was going to be high, but I didn't realise it was quite...
What am I?
I feel bad now moaning about my 90 grams of protein.
Oh, I'm currently on 230. Yeah, I'm on 230 protein at the moment. So I follow a meal plan from my coach, which I really prefer because I don't really need to worry about calories and macros. I just follow the meal plan, and especially for me wanting to be a bodybuilder through and through, meal plans just work for me because it's just you follow the plan, you do it. You don't need to worry about adjusting things. I do think though, like for the majority of people and just anyone, if you've got the time and patience, using like a flexible dieting approach with macros, that is really good because you can get the variety and you can still fit in all of those different foods you want to eat. I think a lot of people have been getting on this clear whey hype, which is like it's whey protein, but there's a few brands now that sell it as like a clear whey, and it's like a fruit juice, and you can drink that. So maybe if you're really struggling, you can try just have like a glass of that with a meal when you're at work or in between, or in the morning, in the evenings, because that's just lighter on your stomach. Also, I think how you're preparing the food. For me, in the off season, we were just talking about this earlier actually. I don't like my chicken too overcooked. I like it, obviously, I don't want it raw.
Medium rare chicken.
Even though I'm convinced I'm immune to salmonella from the amount of chicken I've eaten over the years. I wonder how many chickens I've consumed.
I dread to think, especially as you want to own chickens.
Yeah, that's a story for another day. Sarah Me's chickens. But yeah, as I was saying, how you prepare the chicken. So when I'm off season, I like the chicken more moist. I find where it's moister, juicier. Oh.
Don't use that word again. Don't use the M word.
It's easier to get down, and using sauces as well. If you're eating really dry meals and you're in off season, you're trying to get your protein in, it's going to make it a lot harder. On the flip side now, actually, we were just talking about earlier, where my calories are so low now, I'm actually wanting to make my chicken crispier and drier because it just makes it harder to chew and it just takes longer to eat, and it's just that little tiny thing you can do to just make your diet that tiny bit less difficult. But yeah, so how you prep the food will definitely affect, and if you're preparing it in the right way, you're making sure it's easier to get down, that's going to help you get the protein in as well.
And don't be afraid to season. I see so many people on meal prep literally just have dry, plain chicken with rice. You can get powdered seasonings that are so good on calories that will add barely anything. So don't be afraid to season your food, please. For
me, I will probably taper them out towards the last 2 weeks of prep. That's only that 2 weeks where I'm trying to get stage peeled. You know, the rest of the time it's in, and it's, you know, you don't need to cut that out. Next question, what music are you listening to for those top sets on leg day?
Oh yeah, I'd be interested to know actually. I don't even know what you're listening to when
you're
in the gym.
I think your music will probably be better. Like, I've literally been listening to like the same shit over and over again because I'm just been too lazy to try and find new stuff.
To be fair, in your gym they do play the music extremely loud, so it does make it, in your gym anyway, it makes it quite difficult to hear and focus on what's in your headphones and in your head rather than actually the gym music that was blowing out Outcast the other day when we were trying to do legs.
Oh, don't even. I just can't with that. Finding, particularly for legs, it's more of like a rock, but not like heavy, like sort of like deathcore, like screaming.
Let me look at mine.
It's more like
So not Slipknot.
It's got like some tune to it and like some good vocals. Like, one of the top set songs I like at the moment is None Shall Live by Two Steps From Hell. That is just really motivating. I like that kind of music that just makes you feel like a fucking superhero. Like, you know, you're getting ready to go to battle, and it's hyping you up. I like that. And there's another couple songs that I go to. The other one is I like Roses by Awaken I Am, and then I've also got Royalty by E.G. Zod, Maestro Chives.
I feel really old because I've never heard of any of
That
these.
Royalty one, to be fair, some of these are like from TikTok, like that Royalty one is...
Oh yeah.
Probably seen a few reels this one. This
Yeah,
one is like, oh, I'm getting ready. Yeah.
See, yours is
Gives
very
me
different.
goosebumps now, just listen to it. So good. But yeah, you've got sick playlists, like...
Yeah, so one of my favourites is 3 Days Grace, I Hate Everything. That's a really, really good one, especially if you're having a really, really shit day. You've never heard it?
I might recognise it. If
Wait.
Oh yeah.
I like that one. That one's a
one.
really good one. My Chemical Romance, AC/DC, a lot of really old school Eminem as well.
Yeah.
One of my favourites is Fall Out Boy as well, because I'm still a little bit of an emo at heart. Yeah, Eminem. Venom, the one from the movie Venom, that's a really, really good one.
A lot of the, like, for me, I always get stuff from like superhero films, like that one I put at the start, None Shall Live, that was from the Aquaman movie.
And
like, if you probably learn that I'm a huge nerd, and I love that kind of stuff.
And Eminem Berserk's a really good one. If I'm feeling like a bit sassy, then probably Cardi B, but or Meg Thee Stallion, but it is mainly more rock music that I predominantly listen to. When I hit Legs is a very different playlist than Arms.
Yeah.
Arms is a lot more chilled.
You guys have got any recommendations for good sort of top sets, kind of similar to what I was saying? I'd really appreciate that. Okay, so next question, short and long-term goals. Oh, that is a big one. Short term, we've got this competition season now, which I just want to bring my absolute best package to the shows that I'm doing. I want to come in the absolute best shape I can. I want to display something that I'm truly proud of, and I'll be able to look back on and just remember everything I put into that. I mean, I've been thinking about these shows now since I stepped off stage in 2020. Since I came second, that year actually sort of reignited my love and my fuel for bodybuilding again, because it was kind of like a last ditch sort of like go round at it. I wasn't even really originally planning to compete in 2020. COVID actually became as a bit of a blessing in disguise in some ways, because I was obviously at home and I just thought, well, I can't train heavy in the gym anymore, so why don't we diet down? So I just started dieting down at home, like lifting like water kegs and shit. And then the gyms opened up again, and I was already like a fairly decent level of condition and body fat, so I thought... And at the time, I remember when I was cutting down, I was watching videos and stuff, and I started getting on some of I loved like the YouTube prep vlogs that people do, and I was just seeing that, and it just like relit that little flame in me again. It's like, oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind competing again. So yeah, I competed in 2020, absolutely loved it again. Ever since then, I mean, I'm going off a tangent here, but yeah, ever since 2020, I have been thinking about these next shows throughout the whole off season, trying to build as much dense muscle as I can so I can come in, and I want the looks to be completely night and day. Like, that is the goal. I want to compare the previous show with this current show and just show a completely different standard of physique. I believe I can win. I have all of the confidence that I can do that. I feel with my physique, my shape, my symmetry, my proportions, I feel like I can bring a package that can win a show. Other short-term goals as well is to keep up with the YouTube, because I've really been enjoying this, and you know, as well, a long-term goal for me, I want to be a competitive bodybuilder. I want to make a career out of it. So I feel, you know, guys, if you are like me as well and you want to make a career out of bodybuilding, we are in this day and age where you need to build a business behind that as well that's going to help fund it. and the exposure. Running the YouTube channel as well is only going to help me become more and more camera confident, and it'll just have something there ready, you know. And as I said, I really enjoy it as well. The feedback and the comments and the support is really nice, and it's also really nice to just like look back and see on the journey. So yeah, short-term goal, keep producing the YouTube content because I'm enjoying that. And then a couple other short-term goals is I'm actually looking to finish my level 2 in fitness instructing very soon, and then I'll be starting the level 3 personal training, because I will actually be starting online coaching this year, which I'm super excited about. That's more of like a short midterm goal, but I've been building my platform ready for that, and I'll be looking to start taking on some clients. I've always been extremely passionate about coaching. You know, I am a really passionate bodybuilding enthusiast as well, so I feel like the value I'll be able to bring in online coaching will be very, very good. And you know, I'm really going to invest in people who really want to put their effort into building their physique, not just for competitive clients. You know, I'm actually going to be more sort of looking at people who aren't really at that stage yet, you know, because for me, just starting out as well, I don't want to be going straight into prepping people for shows, but I will be looking to do that as well. Working on launching the online coaching, that's going to be a big short and long-term goal for me as well. And then if we're talking about long-term goals, I am hell-bent on becoming a IFBB professional bodybuilder, going to the Olympia. I want to compete in the classic physique class first. That is just, you know, that's a big dream of mine. I want to get on that Olympia stage. I want to go to Vegas. I want to get the jacket, bring the jacket home, you know. That's what I want. I want that IFBB pro card as well.
And the Arnold. Don't leave out the Arnold.
God,
Don't leave out the Arnold.
Arnold, I definitely want to do the Arnold Classic
Don't you get
Amateur.
one of the rings if you get an Arnold?
Oh,
Do you get one of those massive rings?
Yeah, I think. Mate, I don't know. I don't know if Arnold. I think they might do. I know, like in a lot of the pro shows in the US.
Yeah.
Like the New York Pro, all of those, Big Man Pro. That's not actually US, but yeah, a lot of the top IFBB pro shows, they've got those rings.
I love them.
I love
great.
the big chunky rings.
Yeah.
I always like big chunky rings, so yeah, I mean
That's a long time
That'd be
goal.
awesome.
Get a chunky ring.
Another goal of ours, we want to look at getting a place this year as well. Yeah, I can't wait for that. It'd be so nice to get a place together. That's it really. Yeah, just
There's a lot there.
There's a lot of things.
There.
You know, just yeah. So really good questions, guys. Thank you for the really good questions. It's really helps with this content. Okay, so next question. Does it bug you if people label themselves as bodybuilders yet have no plans to ever compete? Whoa. Okay, so trigger warning. My opinion on that, I think if you have not competed in bodybuilding or you're not planning to compete, then I don't think you can label yourself as a bodybuilder. I think you can, you know, I don't actually actively promote to people that they should compete in bodybuilding, because I know the toll it can take on you, and it's such a restrictive sport. I think that's why it's a very still like a niche sport. It's not mainstream.
It's not for everyone.
No.
It really isn't.
No, it's, you know, there's a lot of bad things that come with it. It's a constant mental strain. It's 24/7. You know, there's no off switch when it comes to bodybuilding. Everything you're doing throughout the day is contributing towards that end package, and I think that puts a lot of pressure mentally as well on bodybuilders.
It's very isolating as well.
Yeah, it can be very isolating.
Not skipping social occasions because they just can't fit around your training schedule. If you do go to social occasions, you have to take normally your meal prep with you, which not everyone understands. You do get...
Oh God, yeah, and then it's like the comments you can get sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, they just don't understand.
No.
It's not like you're a footballer. I mean, you get like top level footballers who are getting pissed up on the weekends, you know, just eating whatever. Like, it ain't like that. Like, bodybuilding is a 24/7 commitment. If you want to do it, if you want to be your best, like there's guys out there that do mix the sort of competitive with lifestyle and partying stuff, which you can do if that makes you happy. Do it, but for me personally, and a lot of other people in bodybuilding, we want to bring the absolute best we can, because when you look back on how you did and how you looked in that show, you're going to know what you put into it. So again, I'm going off on a tangent.
For me, I'm not a bodybuilder. I would probably like to compete, possibly, but yeah, there's a fitness influencer who labels herself as a wellness bodybuilder. She's never competed and she's never come close to being show ready, as I would call it, that lean. And she's at least, I would say, a couple of years off being ready for the wellness category anyway. I think you can put aspiring bodybuilder.
Yeah,
I think to
that's
label
good.
yourself as a bodybuilder when you've never experienced the hard work, you may train hard, but when you've not experienced the dieting, the effects on your body, like, it has really, really weird effects on your body. And I mean, for a lot of females, they completely sort of lose their time of the month, and it wreaks havoc on female hormones and stuff. And I think until you've got that show lean, and you've done like a massive bulk and then got show lean or competed or got come close to competing, I don't think you can class yourself as a bodybuilder. I really don't. I think, yeah, if you want to compete next year, put aspiring bodybuilder, that's fine.
Yeah, but I still actually even sometimes refer to myself as an aspiring bodybuilder. I mean, because yes, I've competed twice. There's a lot of people that think I've watched shed loads of podcasts on this question as well, actually, and some of the top guys say, "Oh, you're not a bodybuilder until you make money out of it. And you're doing it full time," which I can understand. But yeah, my goal is to make a career out of bodybuilding. Maybe then I will consider myself as a full-time bodybuilder. Going to the gym is 1 to 2 hours a day. Bodybuilding is also the other 22 hours. Getting your meals in, doing your meal prep, focusing on your recovery, getting your steps in, doing your cardio, practicing your posing. I also think as well, actually bodybuilding is when you go on a stage and you present your physique and you get it compared by judges. That is actually bodybuilding. Yeah. When you're in the gym and you're lifting weights, that's weightlifting. That's weight training, resistance training. There's a real big difference. And
yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that those people that aren't training hard, because I'm sure that they are training hard, but
yeah, I think mean you're not training hard.
I'd love to see how the percentage of gym goers versus people that have actually competed in bodybuilding comps is probably like the top, maybe like 1%, if that. And I just think, to know how hard a bodybuilder works and how much goes into it, it is a bit of a pet peeve actually to see so many people on Instagram and TikTok label themselves as bodybuilders when they have no intention of competing and they've never been peeled.
I work hard, but you help me so much. Like, my God, before Jess, I was running around like a headless chicken, doing my meal prep. It was mad. And that was off season.
I'm like a living maid. I think there's nothing wrong to have the goals of wanting to compete, but I just don't think you should label yourself as that until you've got to the point where you've done it or you're close to doing it.
Because with preps as well on bodybuilding is, I think a lot of people find until they actually do it and then they go through it and they realise, oh shit, this is really, really hard. A lot of people will do like maybe one show and then stop. And a lot of people won't even get to the stage because it's just too much. And
they'll just completely drop out because they just can't handle the prep, because it's extremely difficult to get to those sort of handle levels. And
yeah, so you need to understand that when you're, I guess, labelling yourself as a bodybuilder, because
that you're not. It's true though.
Well, it's 2023.
I can be a piece of broccoli if I want to.
You can identify as whatever you want these days.
Yeah. Well, it's like what we were saying earlier. Like, if you say you're an actor and you've been in movies, you've been in TV series, adverts, whatever, you are an actor by job. If you've just finished uni and you've got like some kind of acting degree, but you work in Starbucks at the weekends,
you're an aspiring.
You're an aspiring actor, because you can't say you are, because you've not been in anything yet.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of a fair comparison.
I think that's fair. If you're if you go and play Sunday League footballer, you're
You can't label
You're not
yourself
really
as
a
a
footballer. You just
if
like
you
to
work
go
on
to
a
Sunday
building
league
site
football.
all week.
I don't know. I mean, I guess like the guys that do like amateur, you're an amateur footballer then, because some of them get paid, I think. But
Yeah, but if you just play
if you're just
like once
you know,
a
paying
week,
to play like
yeah.
you know, recreationally, it's not. Yeah, there's a difference between that and getting actually paid to do it. Let us
Sorry
know.
if we've triggered you.
Yeah, Christ, I'm about to get cancelled. Cancelled. I've only been on it for.
I'm sorry. I've got very strong opinions on that one.
No, I you know, one thing I want with this channel is to not be. I want to be open and honest, you know, and talk about these things. Like, at the end of the day, it's all opinions. You don't agree. If you disagree, that's fine. You know, everyone should have their own opinion. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comments, and we can discuss. Final question: what's it like training with your girlfriend?
Apart from the fact I have to stop and eat a packet of mini Haribo every half an hour.
Well, you know, on one side there's re-racking 190 kilos on the hack squat for. Nah, I'm joking. Re-racking on hack squat is easy. You just slide. But you're always bloody doing it, and I tell her to stop.
Because you've got to preserve your energy. You're in prep.
She's like lifting up this 25 kilo plate, and it's like.
Bearing in mind, I'm only like 46 kg myself.
She is a pocket rocket. She is, yeah. I just tell everyone I'm 6'2", and we stand next to each other in photos.
Because I'm not 5 foot, so he does look 6'2".
I'll reveal my height one day. I forgot quite. Oh yeah, training with a girlfriend. Like, it is a low carb day, by the way, so like, my brain is a little bit iffy. But honestly though, for me, I love having her there on my top sets. Because it's like, oh shit, boy, you can't look weak in front of your girlfriend. You've got to get this weight up. Because she will see if I pussy out and I don't go to failure. Because I've talked about it so much, she knows to recognise that. So it's like, I have to perform. I don't want to go through a set half-assed and give up. And the last thing I want is that sympathy. Oh, you did okay, you know. Fuck that. I want to absolutely kill it in front of my girlfriend. So I have really found, and I would recommend, it really helps me with motivation on top sets. Seeing my girlfriend there, watching me, pushing me on, you know, it's been so helpful. And
it's fun because you get to shout at them on their top sets.
Yeah.
So if they have done something to piss you off during that day, you can just shout at them even more. But it looks like you're being encouraging, so it's fine.
If you see my sessions, you know I'm a bit of a screamer, which. It's funny, like a year ago I remember saying to my mates, like, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna try and tone it down, I'm gonna get it better, but I've just progressively got worse, and getting a bit conscious about that.
A lot of people have been told off in your gym about it, but you haven't yet, and I don't know how. Every week you seem to be getting louder and louder.
I have been getting worse as well. But I love that, because it's like, for me it's the passion, like, when you truly love it and you're getting into it, you're just sort of letting out that passion, and you're just being so. I'm not really an extroverted person, but when I'm in the gym and I'm training on my top sets, I just let loose and just let it out, let everything out, the power, the emotion, just go for it. I don't believe anyone that says that they don't need to shout or show some sort of exertion when they're training to still train hard. I just personally don't believe it. I think even those people, if they were to just let loose completely and take themselves through that set, I reckon they could get a bit more there. But also, Jess has been super helpful with recording sometimes as well, which is, you know, I appreciate. I'm very, very lucky to have that, because it helps with my content as well. Definitely, you know, I think Jess is very, very good at reading me as well. She knows when I'm focus time, let's get in, let's get ready for the set. And then she knows when I'm like, oh, let's talk about something. You know, she's very good at reading me. So one thing I will say is, you know, if you are going to train with your partner, you need to make sure that they understand you, because for bodybuilding, when you're in the gym, it's business. Like, you know, I think of it as like, this is, you'll hear me say a lot, it's time to go to work, you know, it's time to get this shit done. So you've definitely got to have a good partner that understands that. And is going to support you in that as well. I think that's really important.
Yeah, I do like to think I work hard in the gym, but I'm probably quite different when I go with you, as opposed to like when I go with my best friend, because we will sort of have a bit more of like a laugh and a joke, I guess.
Yeah.
Like in between sets and stuff. Whereas with you, especially this deep into prep, it's very much more.
Yeah.
You're so laser focused and stuff. And not that I don't have fun training with you,
Yeah.
but it's a lot more like a bit more relaxed
Yeah.
when I train.
I mean,
during the
I
week.
sound like such a purist right now, but it's probably also because I'm deep in prep. Like
Yeah.
I'm literally 27 days out today, and I've talked. I've spoke about in the previous videos with me now. Energy is very, very critical, especially when it comes to training sessions. We plan the carb meals around them. We only have a very limited supply of energy to get that session and to achieve those numbers and the goals. So that's why we have to be very, very laser focused. But in general, like I support anyone in the gym. You don't have to be a bloody bodybuilder.
No.
No one has more of a right to the gym than anyone else. Like, I think it's cool if you want to go in there and just have fun, social time. For me as well, like in the off season, that a lot of it is like that for me as well, where I've got so much energy. I've made some of the best friends, I have, like moving down here and in the gym. To be honest, the only friends I've made since moving around here is through the gym. Particularly for me in the off season as well. I do like to have chats in between sets. I'm very good at like switching on when it's in the set. Like I don't need to be absolutely on it throughout the whole session, like year round. Like in the off season, I remember I'd be chatting, having a laugh in between sets. But when it's set time, it's go time. I can switch on just like that. I literally talk to myself. People have had some weird looks. Okay, so that's it with all of the questions. Again, guys, thank you so much for submitting the questions. I really enjoyed doing this. It's nice to just have like a discussion about something so passionate about. So to everyone who submitted, thank you so much. You're helping me to produce this content, so I appreciate that more than you know. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
I hope no one's triggered.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you in the next one.